it doesn't happen. But if it happens... So everyone, and welcome in this new video. I'm mingheyt, and today we're gonna discuss about the sprint race of the Miami Grand Prix and the qualifying for the Miami Grand Prix. This video is sponsored by thecastf1.com, the best place to find Formula 1 models. Whether you are a big collector or just starting out, they have lots of great models from your favorite teams and drivers. Only with the first link in the description you will get 8% off your order. Thanks to thecastf1.com for sponsoring this video, and let's continue with it. Starting with the sprint race, the starting grid is being determined by the yesterday's qualifying for the sprint race. I made a video about it. If you didn't see it, I really suggest you to have a look to understand better this video. Anyway, at the start, Leclerc tried to pass Verstappen, was side by side in turn 1, but then Verstappen on the outside defended the position aggressively, but also clean. And so Leclerc maintains anyway the P2, and Ricciardo around the outside on Perez to take P3. Then a chaos behind between Alonso Stroll, Alonso that hits Stroll, and Stroll that hit Norris, that will retire from the sprint race after a not really good SQ3 yesterday. And I want to discuss about this crash because Alonso was diving into the inside on Stroll, but also he need to defend against Hamilton. So he looked back too many times. He went wide. He hit Stroll that hit Norris. So in my opinion, is a racing incident, no penalty for the moment. I think will not be a penalty for no one. So really unlucky Norris. Also maybe Alonso and Stroll that will finish last. Stroll will retire and Alonso will finish P17 this sprint race. So then after a few laps, Perez retook P3, but Sainz wasn't unable to pass Ricciardo for the whole race. Ricciardo did an amazing defense against Carlos Sainz, and yeah, I want to talk about this because it's very bad. It's not a good signal that Sainz couldn't pass Ricciardo for the whole 19 laps of the sprint race. So Ricciardo did an amazing job yesterday with the sprint qualifying and today with the sprint. But then in qualifying for the race, P18. Oh my god. And Tsunoda P9 in Q3. Wow. And yeah. Also, nothing really more happened. But Kevin Magnussen defended the position again. To having at the end of the sprint race 35 seconds time penalty. He defended really over the limit on Lewis Hamilton, and so Hülkenberg could maintain P7 to bring 2 points for the Haas. So 6 points for the moment for the Haas F1 team. And yeah, what a defense from Magnussen. That will finish, obviously, the race last with 35 seconds penalty. But the most important thing is that Hülkenberg bring up 2 points. And so yeah, he pushed Hamilton wide 2 times. Also when he was passed, he tried to move. Oh my god, really good for him, for the team. It's wow, like he did in Saudi Arabia. Anyway, yeah, P1 Verstappen, P2 Charles Leclerc, that sometimes he was gaining over Verstappen, sometimes he was losing. At the end, he finished at 3.3 seconds to the Dutchman, so a very strong Ferrari, not at a pace with Red Bull, but we are there, guys. We are there. We are there because tomorrow we will start P2 and P3, and maybe something happened. I don't know. Anyway, let's back to the result of the sprint race. P1 Verstappen, P2 Charles Leclerc, as I said. P3 there was Sergio Perez. P4 an incredible Daniel Ricciardo. P5 Sainz. P6 Piastri. P7 Hülkenberg. P8 Tsunoda. So now let's dive into the qualifying. So the first thing I want to talk is Daniel Ricciardo out in Q1. because after P4 in yesterday's sprint qualifying, after P4 in the sprint race, P18 in qualifying, what happened? What happened, Daniel? Come on. With him, the other eliminated were Bottas for 10 milliseconds, slower than Alonso, that risked a lot, and also Sargent in P17. As I said, Ricciardo P18, P19 Magnussen, and P20 Guan Yu Zhou. We saw a good Ferrari in this qualifying. We saw also, obviously, a good Red Bull with a phenomenal Max Verstappen that another time made the difference. We saw, a not really good McLaren with the softs, and so in Q3 they tried also the mediums, as well as Mercedes. Alonso again lower than his teammate, so P15 for Alonso. Then the other eliminated were Albon, Ocon, Gasly, and Lance Stroll. So, and Alonso's lower than his teammate, a good Alpine that finally made both cars into Q2 12 and P13 is really good result for them. They are maybe going fast, we can say that, in this track. Then in Q3, guys, in Q3 we saw, a Verstappen really fast with obviously a phenomenal car, but a phenomenal driver. He did the difference again because he set a 127.2, then his teammates 127.4, Charles Leclerc 127.3, and Sainz 127.4 as well, 5 milliseconds ahead of Sergio Perez. All the drivers in the last lap of Q3 weren't improving. They were sliding all over the track. The track were so were easy to lose the car. In particular in the slow section, as we saw also yesterday, but today more. And so, Red Bull, Ferrari, Red Bull. Then the two McLaren with Norris and Piastri, that Norris tried the medium tires. But, obviously P5, P6 for McLaren is not really good because they bring upgrades as well. Anyway, P7 Russell, P8 Hamilton. Not really good Mercedes again, but we know. P9 Hülkenberg again in Q3, and P10 Tsunoda that, he did the contrary of his teammates from yesterday, for example. But, there's not much more to say. We saw the sprint race, we saw the qualifying. Ferrari is there. Ferrari can fight tomorrow, in my opinion, maybe for a win. So, my top 3 drivers of the sprint race were P3, Nico Hülkenberg, P2, Kevin Magnussen, that defended the position on his teammate, and P1, obviously, Daniel Ricciardo with a phenomenal performance. My top 2 drivers of the qualifying were P3, Hülkenberg, P2, Yuki Tsunoda, and P1, Max Verstappen, because I want to recognize him. That is phenomenal. That another time made the difference in this Q3. The Ferrari is there. Ferrari, the best qualifying of the Ferrari of the season, probably. So we can do something tomorrow. We have to do something tomorrow. So obviously, before we finish, I want to do my top 3 prediction for the tomorrow's race. That, in my opinion, will be P3 Carlos Sainz, P2 Max Verstappen, and P1. Maybe these are hopings, but Charles Leclerc. I want to see Leclerc to win. Come on. Please, have a look to diecastf1.com. Link is in the description to get 8% special discount only for you guys, only for these days. Please have a look to it. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like this video. And as always, it's been a pleasure. Cheers.